Ever felt like your groceries are shrinking while your receipt's getting longer? Is it healthy portion control, or are we just getting played in a grocery aisle magic trick? Welcome to the podcast of money, where we untangle the tricks, trends, and truths behind how money moves and how to keep more of it moving your way. Let's dive into one of the sneakiest shifts in modern spending: shrinkflation versus portion control. First, let's define the culprit. Shrinkflation is when companies reduce the size, weight, or quantity of a product without reducing the price. Sometimes they even increase it. It is like walking into your kitchen and discovering someone or's been secretly snacking on your groceries, except that someone is the manufacturer, and it's legal. It shows up in things like cereal boxes that get taller, but thinner. Paper towel rolls that now carry fewer sheets, even though they're labeled mega. Chocolate bars mysteriously losing a row. And snack bags that seem to contain more air than crunch. Why does this happen? Because companies know we notice price hikes, but subtle changes in size? Not so much. So instead of charging more, they quietly give you less and hope you won't notice. But here's where it gets clever. Rather than admit they shrunk the product, brands often market it as a favor to you. They call it portion control. You'll see words like smart portions, perfect size, snack better, less waste, more taste. They wrap shrinkflation in a bow and call it progress. And to be fair, it sounds good. We're trying to eat better, avoid food waste, manage busy schedules, feed smaller households. So it makes sense, right? But here's the thing. If portion control really meant healthier choices, wouldn't they reduce the price too? Instead, it's the same price, or higher, for less product, packaged as convenience or self-care. It feels helpful. But is it actually helping? Let's talk psychology. Marketing teams don't guess their way through this. They study our behavior. They know about something called the just noticeable difference. It's the idea that if a change is small enough, our brains don't register it. A 12-ounce package instead of 14, most of us won't blink. Then there's label framing. Change half-sized to perfectly portioned, and suddenly, it feels like a thoughtful upgrade, even when it's really just downsizing. We're also wired to love anything labeled on the go, eco-friendly, or healthier, even if the sugar content didn't change at all. That's called the health halo effect. Smaller equals better, right? Not always. Now let's be fair, portion control can be helpful. If you live alone and constantly toss out half-eaten food, smaller portions can be a win. If you're watching calories or reducing waste, absolutely. It might be the smarter option, but only if you know what you're paying for. Because the truth is, smaller packages usually come with a higher price per ounce. You're not just paying for convenience, you're paying for the illusion of value. Let's break it down with real-world math. Those little yogurt cups, buying 8 of them usually costs more than buying one big container. Snack-sized bags of chips or trail mix? 2 to 3 times the price per ounce compared to full size. Even personal-sized desserts, mini cereals, and travel toiletries fall into this pattern. You're not just buying less, you're often paying more for less. That's not portion control. That's premium pricing in disguise. So how do you fight back? Start with the unit price. That tiny number on the shelf label, price per ounce or per 100 grams, is your best friend. That's the truth behind the packaging. Next, ask yourself, is this portion size saving me money or just saving them shelf space? Sometimes it's worth it, but if you're buying that same small item every week and paying more long-term, you're losing. Then there's this. Buy larger. Portion it yourself. A bulk container and a few reusable cups can give you the same convenience, at a better price. And pay attention to how products are changing. Did your favorite item shrink this year? Did the scoop inside your protein powder suddenly get smaller? Take mental notes. Compare. You'll start to spot the patterns. But let's get real. It's not just about math. It's emotional too. When prices rise across the board and we feel financially stretched, we look for small wins. Little indulgences, tiny treats, the fun-size candy bar, the just-for-you frozen meal, the mini latte that makes a Monday morning tolerable. It gives us a sense of control, like we're choosing wisely, being good with money. But sometimes that feeling of control isn't actually control. It's comfort, and companies know it. So, what can you do about it? Here are your sense and sensibility actions to take or consider. First, be a price per unit ninja. Skip the flashy labels and head straight to the real value. Second, Portion with purpose. If a smaller package fits your lifestyle and helps avoid waste, it's a win. But don't pay double for the illusion of choice. Third, relearn the art of bulk buying. Old school, yes, but freezing extra bread or dividing snacks yourself still works and saves. Fourth, watch for the health halo. Small isn't always healthier. Read the label, check the ingredients, look past the spin. Fifth, use tech to your advantage. Apps like Flip, Basket, and Shop Savvy can help you compare prices and stay on top of changes. And finally, train your brain to see the trick. If it feels like you're getting a deal, pause. Ask, who's really winning here? Because here's the bottom line. Portion control can be smart, but when it's used to hide higher costs and pad profits, that's shrinkflation wearing a friendly disguise. Sometimes smaller is better. Sometimes it's just better marketed. Your job is to know the difference and to make sure your money works for you, not just for them. Thanks for listening to the podcast of money, where every dollar has a story and every story has a strategy. Stay sharp, stay curious, and keep making your money make sense.